Hello, everybody. Getting ready for tonight's raffle for Sting 3-1. Put him up here for now. We will wait and give everybody a little time to join in. Let's see. Hey, pal, can you put them away, please? Thank you.
Hello. Hey, can you hear me?
David, hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. We are streaming to YouTube.
Oh, okay. We're already on YouTube.
We are on YouTube. We're just going to wait and see if we get some folks to join us here.
Great.
Give them a couple of minutes. And in the meantime, we have our special piece for the night here on display. 3-1 Sting, mint with mint tag, museum quality. He has raffled all of his 10 spots off. There goes a little one. And we have some very exciting news to share tonight, David, don't we?
Yes, we will be. I do want to hang on a little bit for
absolutely
some people to join us. Wonder if in these couple minutes as we start to get people to start joining us, I tell you what would be really exciting is if you might be able to, with your phone, do like a quick scan over of a cabinet that is nearby you. I have a feeling that some people will be very excited to see your collection.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I got it right here behind me. Let's do that. All righty, let's pick you up here. So this is one of my cabinets that I like to keep, and this is my slightly strict 3rd gen collection. This is a near complete master set. Everything in here has been authenticated by Becky Estenzoro, only Becky pieces. And every item in here as well is mint with mint tag, museum quality.
That's incredible. Can I ask a quick question while you're
go for it.
Like, so for people who are kind of like me, who might be a little bit newer into collecting these more highly desirable, the older generations, things like that. Obviously, Mr. Bean's Raffles is a great place to enter. But do you have any other like advice for somebody who might be wanting to ultimately get a collection like this? Where should they begin?
Okay, so there's a couple different ways I can answer that question. Obviously, I'm a little biased to Mr. Bean's Raffles and Mr. Bean's Babies. I think we are a fantastic source to begin your collection and add some pieces like these for your own. Obviously, eBay is a really great place to begin looking. I think one of the best pieces of advice I can give is to not be discouraged if you can't find, everything all at once or everything really quickly. This does not happen overnight. I've been collecting a very long time. It really takes a certain level of patience and persistence. And I think it's also a good idea to go into the hobby having some guidelines set out for yourself. You need to decide what kind of condition you're going to be pleased with. If you demand perfection, or if you're okay with near mint, or if condition means nothing to you. Also, as far as authentication, I absolutely recommend it, just so you're not losing money on counterfeits and things of that nature. You want to make sure what you're investing in. Let's see. Let's admit Jimmy here. Hello, Jimmy. Thank you for joining us. We're just doing a little intro here before we get started tonight. Yeah. So also, you want to make sure authentication is a big part of it. And it really helps for resale value in the future, but just also for the investment purpose. I like to tell people, if you're going to get into older generation beanies as a collector, if you're not really sure where to start, I really, really recommend third generation as a jumping off point. It's, of the first three gens, we can move over here for a second as well. Of the first three gens, they're going to be the most easy to acquire at a decent price. And, there are a handful that are only available in 3.2. So third gen hang tag with second gen tush tag. They tend to be really, really good pieces to start out with. They're easy to acquire. This is my second gen collection over here. Yeah, so third generation, excellent jumping off point. I don't recommend diving into the deep end of the pool right away with first gen or anything like that until you have had time to knowledge and educate yourself on the pieces. And you also, I don't want to tell people what to spend, but it'll serve you well to be educated on values as well. You can spend an absolute fortune on these if you just purchase every one you find immediately. It really does pay off to wait and, snag those good deals when they happen. Down here, we have some oddities and some heirs, some exclusives, some billionaires and such.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to.
I think that there are a lot of people, and hopefully, as Mr. Beans continues to grow, which, as Nick alluded to, there will be continued growth with what we're working on. We're going to be putting together some educational pieces for you so that you can take advantage of all of this information and be a knowledgeable collector. I want you to feel confident when you enter this process that you're doing it the right way. You're not getting caught off guard by a bad seller or a counterfeit piece or anything like that. But you can be 100% confident that when you dive into this next level of kind of your collecting experience, that you're doing it the right way, and that everything you're going to be receiving is exactly as presented as you want it to be.
Absolutely. That's an excellent point, David. And, I've dealt in lots of hobbies in the past, and this one, it happens throughout a lot of them, but especially so with Beanie Babies. The internet is absolutely riddled with misinformation. And unfortunately, it's, coming from sources and articles that you would expect good information to be coming from. But, to read an article by Cosmopolitan or BuzzFeed or something like that, you would expect it to be good. But, the honest truth is this is a very in-depth hobby, and they are not experts on it. They really got a lot of information wrong. And we see it each and every day in the communities and the groups that we participate in. So we really like to do what we can when we can. And we'll be expanding on that further, like David said, with some educational and instructional videos and such. If you're looking into the hobby as a collector or as a reseller, sometimes resellers get a bad rep, but we enjoy doing it as well as being collectors. I think that's a stigma that tends to happen. If you're a reseller, you're just a reseller. And that's, of course, not the case. I know tons of collectors out there that it really stems first off from their passion in collecting, and then kind of blossoms out into an area where you can make some money as well if you have additional pieces. So with that being said, we're getting on now about 8:35. We'd like to spend a little time with an update that we're going to be giving you guys first before we release this to the general public elsewhere. And really as most of you know, sorry, what's that, David?
I was just going to say, this is really exciting stuff. And one thing that has changed since just to back up really quickly for people who have been following us, since the last raffle, which was Garcia, we have introduced Mr. Bean's direct sale. And so there are now two different routes you can kind of go with building your collection with us. One of them is raffles, like with Sting that you are seeing tonight, which is a great way that you can get into getting a beautiful piece like this for a very, just kind of taking a chance, $5-10, that you could get something beautiful like this one, which is just an extraordinary piece. The second option that you do have now is a direct sale option. And so there's a whole other set of pieces. And what Nick is going to be showing you tonight, I believe, is a whole nother new wave of pieces that we are going to be launching this week, I believe, by week's end. Is that right, Nick?
Yeah, we should be all set to roll these out to the public by the end of this week. I'm hoping before the weekend. It might, depending on how the process plays out, there's a lot of work to be done behind the scenes. But we are absolutely on top of that, both David and myself, to make sure that we get these out in a timely manner. As a lot of you know, you saw our update recently that we just injected a bunch of new inventory into the raffle section of the website. And Sting sold very quickly. He filled his spots very quickly. And as like David touched on, we also have direct sales, another portion of our website where you can get on and just purchase items directly. And we have acquired a nice inventory of direct sales items that we will be putting on for sale the end of this week. It will be a large edition. We'll kind of wait and let you guys see on hand once we release them exactly how many, but I do have a couple of pieces here on hand that I wanted to show everybody. Now, of these
first
of these new additions, everything, what I'm probably most excited about is the fact that everything that we will be adding to direct sales this week, if it is authenticated, as always, it will be done by True Blue Beans, by Becky Estanzoro. She is our go-to authenticator. We think the world of her. She does a fantastic job. But they are all mint with mint tag museum quality. So every single one of these pieces is absolutely perfect. The tags, the beanie itself will be mint, clean. You cannot find a better specimen. And we're going to start off with one that I think everybody's going to be really excited about. This is a familiar face here at Mr. Beans. We have another 3-2 Garcia coming up for direct sale. And this little guy's coloring is out of this world. He does have a comment on the tag here, which I will show you at the end. He has some really fiery reds, as it has been described. He is a 3rd gen hang tag with 2nd gen tush, which is the oldest possible tag combo for Garcia. He did come out after 1st gen tush tags had already phased out of the market. So this is his oldest possible tag combo, and his coloring is really, really phenomenal.
He's got red all the way around.
He does. And especially, I'll try and get a nice close shot here on his legs. Let's see if I can get him to lay down a little bit for me. No, he wants to sit. But we can kind of see here in his lap, it is just so, so vibrant with this guy. Yeah, Garcia is really popular. He was our first raffle that we had completed. And you can find him in a variety of colors, but finding them in these really deep, vibrant colors, not easy, especially in 3rd generation. You probably, if you're strictly looking for colors, you can go for 4th gen Garcia. But for some of the more serious collectors, this is the guy that they are after. And we are excited to be adding him. Let's get a shot here of his tag just to show. And we do have Garcia with fiery reds, mint with mint tag MQ. Stunning colors. How's that showing up on your end, David? Does that look okay?
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Because I got my screen kind of small and scaled up in the corner here.
Very easy to read.
Let's see. Next up, this one is an underrated piece, I think. This is a 3-1 Bones the Dog. And I say that because as I just showed you guys my collection, I have been working for a really long time on a third gen master set in MQ. And there's somewhere, I know the exact number. I'll probably mess it up right now. I believe including heirs, notable heirs and variants, I believe it's somewhere around 97 distinct pieces within third generation. And as I was, working my way through those, 100 or so pieces, finding a 3-1 Bones is not terribly hard. Finding him in MQ, I want to say he was one of the final 10 or 15 pieces I acquired as I whittled down my collection. He hits the market quite a bit. He surfaces quite often, but they tend to be in poor shape. He's really tough to come by in museum quality. So I'm quite fond of this guy. He is one of the original, is he original 9? Bones, original 9? First gen. He did come out during first generation.
I believe so.
I'm having a moment here. I'm having a senior moment.
I'm getting you real quick.
Trying to run through him. He may not be original 9, but he absolutely came out. He was introduced during first generation. He's not. Thank you, Jimmy. Nope. Thank you for clearing that up.
It's okay. Spot.
Spot was the dog, correct. Spot with no spot. You got it. All right, so we do have this 3-1 Bones. He is MQ. Let's get a quick shot of that cert. Another thing that I really like about a lot of our pieces, a cert is a cert is a cert, right? But I do think that there are tiers to it. And in my opinion, I really enjoy a brand new cert. And, it just goes to show that it was authenticated recently. The grading was done recently. You can find them as old, in this style with the sticker and the tag. I've seen them and own them as old as 2002. And, sometimes you go to have them recerted or something and they don't get MQ anymore. Maybe they sat in the sun a bit. So I really like that we keep up on that. We like fresh, brand new certs on our beanies when applicable, when it's feasible. And we certainly have that here. I just got this little guy back this past week. Along with quite a few others. Now, that's not to say an old cert's any less valuable. It's just a preference. And we think, it's something I enjoy and we like to pass that along to our customers as well. We hope that they enjoy it also. Help set us apart a little bit. You're not buying a cert that was, a beanie that was certified 20 years ago. All right, next up, another piece we have coming up for direct sale. Pinky the Flamingo. This guy always looks so fantastic on camera. That pink really jumps right off of there. This Pinky is 3-1, third gen hang tag, first gen tush tag, and he is also Korean. Now, some Koreans a little easier to find than others. Some beanies super, super rare, hard to find in Korean. The only flaw that we have here with this Pinky that I do want to touch on, and it's part of the reason that I showed him, is the only beanie that unfortunately does have a crack in the case. We like to be transparent on those things, and we can kind of see it here. It is not broken out. It is not knocked out of place or anything. There are no missing pieces, but it's there. And we absolutely do not intend to sell anything whatsoever without making that apparent to everybody. I believe he is the only one that has any flaw with the case whatsoever. I really love this piece. This is actually one that I had in my personal collection for quite some time and have decided to part with. And yeah, he fits in nicely with if you have a collection of some of the other long-legged birds. If if you're into those guys with stilts and stretch and stuff, Pinky is one as far as an older gen that you can really lock in on. Add him to your high-end collection. And let's get a shot of that cert. This one, just a touch older, 2019 on the cert. But once again, mint with mint tag MQ, Korean tags, magnificent. And last but not least, this is far from all the inventory that we're going to be introducing to direct sales this week. But I thought this one was very fitting. We do have a few participants tonight in tonight's raffle. If you perchance do not win the Sting we are raffling tonight, fear not, people. We have yet another 3-1 Sting available for you guys. This one will be going via direct sale. He is really nice as well. Sting, typically the bluish green, and this one is as well. I'll try and get a nice shot here. He has one ray in particular that is just ultra, ultra dark. Really super dark blue. Love that fabric on this one. He is also 3-1 mint with mint tag MQ. So we do have some other possibilities here for everybody. This one done in October of 2020. Really fantastic piece. This is another one that was pulled from my collection and will be offered to you guys because we love sharing with you. We love to help out other collectors. It's not, there's a big reason why we decided to do a nonprofit. This is absolutely not just a simple cash grab for us. We really like giving back. We are deeply involved in the Beanie Therapy Project, which we started with donating beanies to people in need. We've already had some successful donations through nursing homes and assisted living facilities. We have done them. David had a really fantastic one at a local school near him in Ohio. That was fantastic. We are working through the process and paperwork here at my children's local school here in Central New York. And everyone that we have reached out to so far about receiving donations, David, I'll let you touch on it a bit too. They have been the outpouring of happiness and joy has been really overwhelming. We have not been turned away yet. Everybody has been so thrilled with this idea. And we do obviously have to fund this. So, a portion of every single purchase that occurs through Mr. Beans is going towards that charity. And, the proof is in the pudding. We like to share that with everybody. Once we are able to successfully donate, receive donations, anything like that, we do like to photograph and share those moments with the community.
Yes.
David?
Yeah. So to just add to that, so obviously, like Nick mentioned, portion of everything that you are contributing, whether direct sale, raffle, anything through us, is going to help fund Beanie Therapy. The school that I went to, just so you are aware, for everyone watching, they said that tomorrow they would gladly take 500 more beanies. That's
wonderful.
That's how great the need is. And so if you're thinking about, not just your purchases through us, but if you come across online a large collection, if you come into a collection of a family member who maybe is moving or has passed away or whatnot, and you have a bunch of them and you don't know what to do, Mr. Beans has ways that we can help you with that. Again, that's going to be another little teaser of something that we're going to be adding to our family of things that we do. But something you can do right now, if you do have a collection like that or don't know where to start or want to make sure that you get a fair market value for your collection, if you contribute it through Mr. Beans, we can respond with a tax deductible letter that will actually give you fair market value for your collection, including shipping and any other costs that are incurred. And you can rest assured that every one of those pieces is going to a child, an elderly person, a special needs person, someone who could really benefit from the joy of having that little character in their life. So that's something we're very passionate about. And so if you or anyone you know has a big collection, or even just wants to make a donation, says this is a great project, I would love to be a part of that, please consider Mr. Beans, and everything that we do does go toward doing that. Real quickly, before we enter into the raffle here, and I don't want to string it too long, I do apologize, but I did just want to say Jimmy is in our call here, and Jimmy, if you would like to quickly let us know where you're calling in from tonight, and maybe what made you very interested in the sting that's on our screen right now.
Hi there. I am a Beanie Baby fan, and I never got Sting, so I saw it and thought this would be a good opportunity. But love following along with you both. And I was a big Beanie Baby fan in the late '90s, and then in just the last couple of weeks, cracked open all my bins and have been it's brought back all the memories with my mom and I of getting Beanie Babies in the late '90s, and they're addictive. Now I want to get back to collecting.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's awesome. You know, and I'm so glad that David asked that too. That was something that we touched on last time with Anthony here in the raffle was, I believe it was, you know, a favorite beanie. And, you know, these backstories really are kind of the heartbeat of the hobby, right? Because we're all kind of now at that point in our lives where we have really fond memories of living through the '90s and what it was like, enjoying that bubble and then the boom afterwards. But, you know, that search and the hunt for them in person, you know, kind of not pre-internet days, but it was, you know, it was a young thing then, the internet. So that was so much fun. I feel exactly the same way. And that's fantastic too, that was something that you shared and enjoyed with your mother. That's a really great memory.
Absolutely. Welcome back to the hobby here, and we're really hoping that we believe that there are a lot more people like us out there who just, you know, once you reopen the box and you remember and the feel of them and the joy of finding one, you know, at a Hallmark store or something like that's what it's all about. And these guys are just as cute and cuddly, and bringing back the memories as much as they were 20 years ago. So really, really excited to see you. There are a lot more people like you, and I think it's just like Nick said, we're getting to that place in our lives where we really are getting a little nostalgic and remembering where we were.
And not only that, one last thing I want to touch on is just how well these have held up over the years. You know, I've been a part of a lot of different hobbies. I, for many years, was a dealer in Transformers, and I dealt with them, and they were, you know, a really big love of mine from childhood. And I dragged that along into my adult life. And it's just one of those things you notice with other collectibles and other toys and stuff from the '80s, '90s, is that plastic, no matter really what you do, keep it in the package or not, it degrades over time. I'm so thrilled to see how well beanies have held up. And that was a huge reason for me drifting back into this hobby later on in life. Not to mention, you know, the authentication process itself, sealing them inside of these acrylic cases. Really, if you do your part to keep them out of direct sunlight, you know, don't let them get wet or anything like that. These things, you know, the sky is the limit for how long that these can maintain their condition. Far more than some other collectibles that I've dealt in. So that's another point of mine. There you go, David, with the zip white paw.
This was my first Beanie Baby.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I him. Now, there was a little bit of light that got on the tag protector back, you know, years ago, before I was like, oh, you're not supposed to keep it in light or whatnot. But
yeah.
But if you took this out of the tag protector, the tag and everything would be just as it was sealed in the '90s.
Yeah, and a lot of those protectors, the companies, BTP and some of the other big ones, you know, they really did a good job of making sure that plastic had some level of UV protection. You know, we see it all the time, especially in donation boxes. You pull them out, the tag protectors are all yellow, but you pop them out and that tag is just brand spanking new inside of there. So yeah, there is a lot of routes you can take. That's great that you still have that, David. I had no idea you had kept that piece.
Absolutely. Yeah, he
all right.
went with me to college and everything.
Oh, that's
I
fantastic.
I guess it was meant to be, huh?
That's right. You both got an education. Perfect. Beautiful.
So, yeah,
I
without
think we're ready. Are
further
you
ado,
ready?
okay.
We can do this. We can switch gears here, David, if you want to bring us over to
So,
random.org.
yeah, Nick, if you can give me screen share, please.
You betcha. You got it, pal.
Okay. So, double check here, Nick, that this is these are our 10 people, but as has been gone over in our previous raffles and everything like that, each of them have 10 slots. These are the first names of everybody on here. And so Jennifer has purchased 3 slots. Melissa has purchased 1. Jimmy, who's here with us, has purchased 4. And Dana has purchased 2. And so, Nick, do you want to go over real quick how we're going to do the random?
Absolutely. So the way that we are going to do this here live via YouTube as well as Zoom with you guys is we are going to randomize this list 5 times exactly. And when you will notice that the list will change after each and every randomization. We have no control over it. Feel free to check out the website yourself on your own. It's really great to use anytime you have to randomize anything. What we're going to see is the list changing after each randomization. After the 5th and final randomization, whoever's name appears at the top of this list will be our winner. We will be reaching out to you at that point via email to acquire the address that you would like the item shipped to at absolutely no cost to you. We are going to handle that. We wish everybody luck, as we always do. We are so glad that you guys decided to join us on this raffle tonight for this 3-1 sting, and I think we are ready to get started. We will randomize once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and good luck, everybody. 5th and final randomization. And Jimmy, you are the winner. Congratulations, Jimmy.
Thank you.
That is fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah. So, Jimmy, we will be reaching out to you right after this call, getting your information. We'll get Sting right over to you. And then we'll look forward to everybody watching this. As you see on Mr. Bean's raffles, we are changing all the time. We are getting new stock in both raffles and direct sales all the time. As you saw with what Nick said, you saw 4 of the new pieces that are going to go up at the end of this week. There will be more than that. There will be new raffles coming all the time. So continue checking our website, bookmark it. MrBeansBabies.com is kind of the main homepage from which you can get to raffles, charities, and direct sale. So keep that bookmarked and check it frequently because it does change all the time.
Absolutely. Once again, congratulations, Jimmy. I am absolutely thrilled that you're going to be adding this sting to your collection. It's a really phenomenal piece, and I have no doubt in my mind you are going to love him. We will be in touch, getting your address from you. And to everyone else, fear not, we have plenty more raffles available, 10 slots a piece, and we also have items available in the direct sale shop, which is going to be getting a rather large boost by the end of this week. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I've enjoyed myself. David?
We've enjoyed you being here, and as always, Nick has to sign off.
That's correct. Well, everybody, this is the end of our raffle for tonight. I am Mr. Beans, and I hope you had a fantastic time.